thought I wasn't gonna try him, but he now knows I'll try him. What's up, Donald? How you doing?
Guess he thought we were really nervous, but it didn't work out for him.
All right, that's cool. Well, Vigilante D was like, listen, man. So you've been doing really well with Lee down here in the local tournaments, and so I would like you to do a quick overview on what people can do to better fight against Lee. And I'm like, well, what they can do to better fight against Lee is play the game. Because Lee's the most difficult character in the game to play. He gets the least amount of rewards for the most work. But just like Nee says, if you want to be stylish, you play the man with the red. And so I have devoted probably too much of my life to playing the man with the red pants.
And he only plays that guy. Mainly. That's your main, correct?
Yeah.
That's what I meant, sorry.
I can bang around with a lot of other people, but he takes a lot of work and a lot of dedication. So,
and the reason we chose this is because he is known throughout Middle Georgia and Atlanta, ATL, as LeeVanDam, and that is the reason why his name is LeeVanDam. I mean, his logo literally has Lee in it. So.
It does. Yes.
So what are we going to talk about today? What you got for us?
Well, I mean, you wanted me to talk about how to beat this man, and so I'm going to talk about a few things that Lee is good at and stuff that you'll want to really focus on when you're playing him because it cuts down on a lot of his options. So, the first thing I want to talk about is that Lee is primarily a poking character, block punishment, and counter hit. So, he doesn't have really good pressure unless you don't know what's going on, and then he tricks you. He doesn't have really good pressure unless he has a life lead and you have to try to come back, because that's where he thrives. He thrives on doing a little bit of damage, getting a life lead, leaving the premises, and then you're having to come in, and if you come in with the wrong stuff, you end up eating a back four, or if you come in with the wrong stuff, you eat a magic four, or if you come in and with something, he hits you with acid spray and all kinds of stuff. So the main thing you want to do is with Lee, you want to keep your play nice and compact. And what I mean by that is Lee's better out here, especially at the tip of like Silvertail, which is about right here, which that's ridiculous, isn't it? Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Nice reach.
Yeah, it is ridiculous. I was testing that over at Tekken House earlier this week. But he's better out here, and he's better out here with a life lead, because then you have to come back in, and as you can see, he's got reach, and then he's got back four, which has great reach too, to test you. So you want to play him here. You want to play him here, and you want to play him nice and tight. You want to stick to opening things up with jabs, ducking jabs, stuff to get him to stop trying to counter hit you, because even up close, he still has this string that you have to worry about, 2-2-3. It's all guaranteed on counter hit, and then he gets a mix up after that because he can run up on you while you're recovering, and it's not fun. So what you want to do is, preferably, you want to get the life lead and make Lee have to come to you, because he is the most honest character in Tekken. He has no tricky mix-up. He has to work and make things look like they're tricky. I repeat, he has no tricky mix-ups. He has to make things look like they're tricky. And the way he does that is he does it through his... Okay. That's fine. We're still gonna talk. Okay. So, Hitman. Talk about that real quick. So in Hitman, he can block normally. Please do not let this fool you. He can block normally. He can low parry. He can jump. He can duck. He can do all kinds of stuff in Hitman. He has full mobility in Hitman. He can just step out of it. He can backdash out of it. This is just gives him access to a lot of great moves. Most of the time when he goes into Hitman, if he's sitting there a while, he's going to try to take advantage of Hitman sidestep, which covers a lot of range, a whole lot of distance. So it is very evasive, and when he sidesteps, oftentimes he's trying to pop you in the face. So when he goes into Hitman, sit tight and see what Lee is going to do, because there's nothing in Hitman that gives him advantage. So if he attacks you, the best he can do is be at 0 on block, and that's what the freak will get. Everything else is either not safe, Hitman 2 is not safe, Hitman 4, the sweep is not safe, or he's at disadvantage. So the best thing you want to do is if you start to see a pattern of when he goes into Hitman, stop attacking and see what Lee likes to do, see what the player likes to do, because he doesn't have anything to gain from Hitman unless you go in running hot. That's why he's beckoning to you, because he knows, he's like, you want to come in here and you want to get this work. So don't be fooled. Do not go in there. Do not get the work. It is not worth it. Now, if you leave him in there too long, he'll start sliding and doing stuff like that. But if you just run in and block, most of the time you're going to be able to get some easy free damage when he tries to do an autopilot attack out of Hitman based on what he thinks is going to happen. And that player probably thinks it's going to sidestep Hitman 2, or might start off with sidestep 1-4 just to gauge you. So again, the general rule with Lee is you want to be here. 2-2-3 is annoying, and on counter hit you don't want to take it. Not fun. But being here and being able to force your game on Lee is much better than being back here and let him run wild with back 4, or let him run wild with Silvertail, because as you can see, he hits you at character range too, which is extremely dumb. And he's a counter hit character, so you know these aren't nearly as bad on normal hit, but usually you're running in to swing. So when you run into swing, back 4, full crouch, down forward 4, they're not good. Or he's just going to keep running away so he can whip punish. And his whip punishment is very good. So that's going to be the biggest thing you want to do for Lee. Now, the next thing you'd like to do is Lee's weak side is to his left. He's fairly linear, but his weak side's to his left. So we're gonna throw some attacks up here. Of course.
So while you're doing that, you talked about it one time. You said something about he's a poking character. What do you mean exactly by that?
He's a poking character, so what he's doing is he's gonna hit you with small annoying things, and he tries to. Oh, I need to record. Not bad. So what Lee's doing is he's gonna annoy you. He's gonna annoy you with down 4-1, really good. He's gonna annoy you with 1-2, and then come in and just try to impose really small mix-ups that add up. And when you combine those with throws, what happens is Lee has a decent life lead, which is normally like the same as a juggle. So in a match, when you're down by a juggle's worth of damage, a lot of times it is instinctual to try to launch him so you can get that damage, so you can get the lead back. Well, once Lee has the lead, he's going to vacate the front. There's no reason for him to be over there with you at all. He's really, really lazy because he relies on counter hits. That means he's got to work with you to get a lot of his damage. So, yeah, his main goal, if he has the life lead, is just going to be to maintain it and wait on you to have to come to him in order to try to get the lead back. And that's when he's going to use stuff like back 4, full crouch down 4, down 3, and he's just going to use stuff to try to disrupt your game. And if he sees you coming in and he can advance to you, he'll do that. But he's only going to do that to stop you from trying to attack him, and then he's going to leave. Because as long as he has the life lead, the burden is on you to come in there, fend off all these counter hits, try to fight it. And that's just not a good place to be.
I do notice that a lot when you play. You encourage people to basically come closer.
Right.
Like, hey, come on, bring it in. Would you say he's more of a slower paced character?
No, he's very quick, but he is annoying. He's like he's like a mosquito that hits like a truck on counter hit. So he's really annoying when you're jockeying for position because he's hitting you with these little things, and they're really irritable. And he's trying to throw you. He plays basic Tekken. Like he doesn't have a whole lot of just funky stuff. You can make up some funky stuff, but that takes a lot of work. So in general, he's playing basic Tekken. He's just hitting you down 4-1. He's hitting you down back three, down back three. You know, he's just doing stuff like this, and he's just trying to get enough life to where he can lead, and then you have to come over there.
Okay,
The perfect thing for him is always to have the life lead, and so you have to go over there, because if the opponent has the life lead, counter hits don't work because they can stand and block. They don't have to do anything. See, when you have to get the lead back, you have to come in there and try something. And so that's what he wants. He wants you to try something, especially since they upgraded standing 4, so it does stupid stuff now. I mean, that's a lot of damage for just magic 4. So, you know, it's just one of those things that
there's a lot of good juggling.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, yeah, he has his juggling is pretty rude, but it's mainly coming off of you doing something you have no business doing, and so then he counter hits you. So I mean, you're always going to be in this position where when you're playing Lee, your goal is to get here, and you want to get here. You don't want to throw moves around here because that's the counter hit range. You don't want to be back 4 range. You want to make him whip back 4 and punish him, which is perfect. That's great. But yeah, you don't want to throw stuff out right here. You want to move in and block. You move in and block. Most of the time when he's doing something, he has very few things that give him advantage. So when he's throwing the keep out move that is geared towards launching you or knocking you down on counter hit, you move in and block it. At this point, you now have advantage in most situations. So now you get to start your offense. He doesn't get very many tries to keep you out, and his move set is built that way on purpose because they wanted to make it fair. So he gets a couple chances to keep you out. If he gets you, he gets you. If not, then he's got to defend. And a Lee player, they have to be good at defending in order for them to win, because they have to figure out, when can I take the momentum? When can I stop his offense so that way, you know, I can run away?
To help with everybody's vocabulary, I guess.
Okay.
You were saying back 4. Is that what you were saying?
Right. So this is back plus 4. So, yeah. That's back plus 4. On counter hit, the bounce juggle, very safe on block. It goes into Hitman, and if you see right here, you see how far back he is? Mm-hmm. He starts out here, but he ends up almost carrot length away when you do back 4 into Hitman. So a lot of Lee's tools, what they do is they change the distance that he's at if you go into Hitman, which makes counterattacks whip. And so you'll see a lot of Lee players, you know, they're going to do stuff just outside of range on purpose because they're trying to get the whip so they can hit you with Hitman's. And then, you know, at the wall, he's not nice, you know, because he poked, and it's just really annoying. So, I mean, that's really it. He doesn't have a lot. There's not like 5 things to know about Lee in order to beat him. It's just, you got to run in there, and you have to be very careful when you get in there. Because close combat, he doesn't have too many things that are not risky besides hitting you with 1-2. You know, he has to hit something, so then he can start with standing 3 to really kind of mess with your positioning. So he's going to keep it very simple once you're in close. He's going to be doing down 3, he's going to be doing down 4, you know, down back 3. He's not going to do a bunch of crazy moves until maybe, like, you know, last round when he goes nuts. But, you know, that's one of those things that Lee's going to keep it nice and tight in here, and you need to do the same, because the last thing you want is a counter hit situation where now he doesn't have to come in there anymore and you have to go chase him. So that's honestly Lee in a nutshell. And he's oh, and also we'll see if I can get on the first try. So I want to show you the mistrap throw because it's one of those moves that you're not going to see it very often, and when you see it, it's up.
And that's what you base your movement off of? Isn't that what it was called, mistrap?
Yes, yeah. It's based off of this throw. He's had it since tag, and I'm looking to see her block. Okay, so talk about the mistrap throw really quick. Very unique move. He's had it since tag 1. It's something that you're gonna want to learn what it looks like so you can dunk it. So this is standing 3, mid kick, standing 3 into 3 again. So this combination, you're gonna see this a lot in a match. Now, Lee can fake this combination by hitting 3-3 really fast. See that?
Oh,
he can
wow.
fake it. He can fake it and go to the high kick really fast. And so it's a 1-frame input. You have to do it perfect. But if you hit 4 at the perfect frame, you'll get a throw. So we'll see if I can do it. So it's unblockable. It works on hit or block, and you know that's one of those things that used to do way more damage than it does now. I don't know why they toned the damage down, but this can definitely end the round because if you're close to a wall, you're gonna take a blazing kick, and the blazing kick hits grounded. It hits you in the back when you wake up. It's not a good situation. So, you know, what you want to do is when you see this fake, you want to duck. That's the only way to avoid it. That's just it. That's all there is to it. Because if you don't duck, you're at risk of getting thrown. So,
Duck the fake. Stay away from the wall. Don't let Lee get you into a corner.
yeah, the wall's not his friend. I mean, everything else is pretty cool. You don't want to do, you don't want to do, when you're playing nice and tight and you're doing pokes and things, and you're battling out position. Lee has the strongest 10-frame punish in the game with the acid rain combo. So it's on normal hit. It all hits. So you don't want to do things that are -10 with him because he has a lot of powerful 10-frame attacks. He's got a powerful while standing, so if you do something -10 while he's ducking, he can always punish everything. And this is why people who play Lee, they have to be very intimate with all of the other characters. Lee's at his best when he knows his opponent because he has lots of tools to exploit things as long as he has the knowledge. He's kind of like Batman. Once you know things, he's extremely difficult to beat and an extremely annoying matchup. If you're not sure of things, then your opponent gets to break you off. So there you have it. Those are That's 3 things.
Yeah.
3 things to help you with Lee. So you remember that if you're starting the match and you don't know what to do, sidestep right or sidewalk right. It's his weak side. You'll make him start using homing moves and you'll avoid a lot of his big stuff. You want to stay here. You want to be nice and tight. You want to be either here in his face or you don't want to be near him at all. And when you're not near him at all, you want to run in and block. You don't want to run in and try to poke him. You don't want to run in and try to do a down 4. You want to run in and block because if you don't, when you run in, his back 4 is going to launch you and you're not going to be happy because he's going to get like 70 damage for no reason. He's going to do a lot and it's going to be simple and it's going to piss you off. So again, run in, block. Run in, block. I wouldn't even duck. There's not really a low that Lee has that's going to terrorize you unless he crouches and you're looking for a slide. So you run in and block. And then once he does something, he's normally not going to be at an advantage. I can give you all the moves that put him in advantage really quick, actually.
So
All right.
what would you say is the best offense if you were fighting against Lee?
That's it. You just you run in, you block, and you wait for him to do something, and then once you have the advantage, you work your off.
Okay.
That's gonna be it. You can't afford to run in all crazy and catch it. You can't afford it. It's too much damage, and then once he has the life lead, you now have to run in because you have to find a way to get this damage back because time's running out.
So yeah, so basically, you want to have the life lead.
Yeah.
Forcing him to do exactly what he doesn't want.
Right, because he's not good at it. You know, Ariel actually does a really good job of pressure with Lee. Is really impressive. Fighting GM, amazing. Really good job with pressure with Lee, and he feels it really well. But it's up to the player to create pressure. Lee doesn't have mix-ups or things that allow him to just enforce himself. So, like I was saying, these are the moves that give advantage. There are not many. One. Use +4. Gives you +3 to +5. And that's also that flip kick is that flip kick also gives him advantage. So I mean, these are going to be his main weapons when he's trying to move in and he wants advantage. The main one you're going to get on Wake Up is going to be that, because it puts him in crouch for a full crouch mix up, which can be very strong when he's already at +3 or +3 to +5. So unless you see any of that stuff, you can rest assured that after you block something, you can kind of move in there and just, you know, watch for his patterns, and you'll do fine. The Lee player is always going to have to really play very honest Tekken and know a lot of stuff in order to win. And that's why it's very satisfying when you win with Lee, because you know that on any given day, you outplayed that person. Because outside of total lack of character knowledge, very difficult to win.
The hard day's work.
Always
Trying
hard
to make that.
It's always, he's always a hard day in the office. Never an easy time, but it is satisfying when you throw somebody.
But the clout of being able to say I'm a Lee player and winning, how's that feel?
It's not that great.
Yeah.
There's like 4 of us, so it's really not that great.
I mean, when people hear that you won a tournament and you won with Lee.
They're trying to figure out how terrible everyone else was. That's what they're trying to figure out. They're like, you won with Lee? Really?
What was it, like 4 contestants?
Yeah. But in all seriousness, he's a very technical character. He has really great tools. It's just one of those things that it's important that you're very, very intimate with him. He takes a lot of just commitment in order to win. And so if you're interested in playing Lee, I mean, I'm going to be showing stuff on my own channel, which is Travis Scott. Also look it up under LeeVanDam. I'm going to be taping stuff on a regular basis, just little tidbits between myself and other prominent Lee players, just to help guide everybody along. So the tidbits will be small. They're going to be 5 minutes or less. They're usually going to focus on one move, and we're just going to have a rolling catalog of stuff that you can do. And then we'll move to setup, and then we'll move to different things.
Cool.
But yeah, I still love him. He's great. Fantastic. There's a reason Shaheen is called Easy Lee, because everything that Lee does, for the most part, Shaheen has an easier time, or he has more options. So that's why they call him Easy Lee, because Lee wasn't originally in the game, but they put him in because they knew that
you weren't gonna play.
Everyone would miss this man. I was gonna play Shaheen. I was like, he's close enough, but they missed him too much. They couldn't go without it. So yeah, I'm very happy that you made it in, buddy. Very happy. It's been what, 17 years?
That's a lot of Lee.
Since tag 1. It's a lot of Lee. So.
Well, that's our video for the day. I appreciate you guys. We appreciate you guys watching.
Yeah.
Check us out next week. We'll have another episode of Combat Theory. I'm Vigilante D. You can follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch. It's all Vigilante D.
Right. I'm LeeVanDam. If you like this, please be sure to throw us a like. We really appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed already, do so. Vigilante D.
Absolutely.
Getting it done. I'm trying to get back to getting it done, but work has kept me out of a regular place.
Check the description. I put a link in the bottom for everything.
Yep.
So we appreciate you guys, and we'll see you next week.